Hello, we're back. Part two of the Dustfall Duskers against war crimes, as
I
we're
don't
now
like
called.
it.
You
That's
don't like
fine.
it?
Just
I don't
come
like
up with another
Duskers. I
one.
don't.
Duskers?
You should,
Dustvallians, then.
you should change it immediately.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
please.
I think he
The more we
does.
change it, the better. That just means you need to come up with another name.
Yeah.
So I think we're on to personal business. Yes?
Yeah. In that little break, I did look up the Asking Around trouble, which is an investigator from another faction asks around about your crew. They could be an inspector, a blue coat, a hound, or from another faction. And basically, by default, it'll be a 1d fortune roll to see how much dirt they come up with in the local community. That's going to determine how much heat you take. Now, you're only 1 heat away from a wanted level, but there are other possible responses, which are you could bribe the investigator with money or juicy information or something else, or you could confront them and demand that they leave, which could result in negative faction status or reprisals of some sort. So it's kind of open to you how you deal with it, or you could just let it happen. Just for specifics, this person is Dorji Khan, who's the hench person of Shago. So this isn't the law. This is Scorpion Syndicate, who has sent their number one hench person into Night Market to kind of ask around about you lot. And
I definitely want to talk to her.
Okay,
I
great.
wanted to talk to her. I'd want to try and mend fences with Scorpion Syndicate anyway. So if she's asking about us, I want to.
Right. Awesome. Well, we could open with that, but just to sort of outline things, you each get 2 downtime actions or activities. We can also do free play stuff like talking to Dorji from Scorpion Syndicate. That would totally, I think, be a free play thing.
Yeah.
You can pay 1 coin or 1 rep for extra activities if you sort of run out of your 2. And you also have your cohort, and they can help as well. So they can assist one of you, which would give you plus 1d. You can also get assistance from a contact or friend, so they can help you on top of that. So you get a total of plus 2d to one of these. It's
Nice.
quite good. They can also work on a long-term project by themselves, or they could reduce heat by themselves. So have a little think about what you want them to be doing.
Before we all sort of scatter to do our own things, Hollis, holds up the briefcase at one point and says, "Everybody wants this. This is hot. This is going to get us into trouble if we hold on to it. But it's also got to be valuable. There's a bargaining chip we have. So if we're trying to find out who the test pilots are, the Ministry of Discovery, these guys, points at the emblem on it, are the ones that are going to know. So maybe we can leverage this and turn it into a way to get that information. We've already got, we can take pictures of it just like, our palace friends did. So we still have the information, but.
Also worth noting that presumably Bane took that off the Scorpion Syndicate, so they might also want that back, potentially. It's another angle.
Yeah. What? Yeah,
Maybe.
actually.
But yeah, apparently lots of people want it, so that's a good point.
A lot of people want it, yeah.
So the activities, just to be clear, are the same as in Core Blades. So you can indulge your vice to reduce stress. You can work on a long-term project, which can do pretty much anything, including inventing stuff. I don't think any of you are kind of that way inclined, but that's a possibility. You can recover from harm. You can reduce heat on the crew. You can acquire an asset, which basically works the same as Blades, but like in Deep Cuts, it lasts a bit longer than 1 score. So, we're probably only going to do 1 more score, so it doesn't matter. But that's worth noting. And you can train to mark XP, which is the most boring option. But sometimes worth doing.
Me.
Some training montages are fun.
Oh, I like a montage. Yeah.
Fix me, Hollis. I need to go out, but I can't.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Hollis's glove compartment, bar gin bottle replacement first aid kit is not as good as his tools at home. And you got scratched by a tiger. I imagine it's. I'm like, we don't want this to scar, and so there's a little bit of balm to help recover faster, and there's also some glue to rather than sutures to close everything up.
That reminds me, actually, before we get to that, I forgot to do harm complications, so we should do that
right.
first.
Oh,
Yeah,
cat
yeah.
scratch fever. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So harm in Blade 68 doesn't slow you down too much. Like, it doesn't have the negative dice and stuff like it does in core blades. But you do roll for harm complications after the score to see if there's any, complications. So
Right.
who has harm out of at the end of that?
I think it's
Yeah, no, just kidding. And how much harm do you have? Is it 2 level 1s? Is that right?
It's still ones, yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you could roll 2d6, you can either do it in roll 20 or on your sheet underneath all the actions on the right-hand column, there's a button that says fortune roll.
Okay. And just
If
hit
you
2.
hit that, just hit 2, yeah.
Notes.
No notes.
4.
It's a 4. And your highest is level 1, so that is going to be the level 1 column. And so you are shaken, which I think makes sense. And it means you're going to take -1d to the engagement roll for the next score.
That's understandable.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and the other 2 didn't have harm, so that's all. So sorry, as you were.
Fix
Back
me.
to Hollis fixing the harm.
Yeah. You had two arms. Yeah, you had scratched and you had stressed. So,
okay, but you can't fix the stress. So like,
I definitely think we can fix the stress. I just think it involves like I'm going to clean the wound with this alcohol, and I'm going to pass you this other one. The clear alcohol for the wound, the brown alcohol for you.
I mean, I'll drink the clear one too. I don't discriminate.
I know you will, Kitty, but I need something to keep this clean. Yeah, so I think Hollis. I think Hollis is like, for him, cleaning up a wound like this is totally trivial, but it's like incredible amount of extra care taken because he knows how vain Kitty is and he doesn't want her to have scars on her. So he really like wants to make sure it heals well and that it's not going to leave a mark afterwards.
And you have the ability, don't you?
I do. I have the anonymous ability to heal. So this isn't just I'm making this up. I was a combat medic.
Yes. So that does let you heal other PCs, and so as soon as you take that action, all level 1 harm clears. You don't have to roll for it. So that harm's gone.
Thank you.
Anytime, Kitty. It's the least I could do. And there's like
first round's on me, and she like flips her hair and like goes to go find a dress to change into.
All right. He acts like that's the reason why. That's definitely not the reason why.
Do you want to roll? Does it make sense to roll straight into Indulge Vice then, since you both indulge Vice?
Are we going to the Groove Factory?
The club?
Yeah, sure.
To the club, yeah.
Hold on. Now we are.
Okay. Yeah, now you're ready.
I think Hollis is actively annoyed. He's like, I should have asked for my scarf back. I shouldn't have just said hot. It saluted Bane. I should have. She had my fancy scarf.
Now you have a reason to see her again.
What's that? Now I have reason to see her again. All right. Okay. Well, tactical scarf cannot possibly go to.
I'll find you a scarf. Hold on. And she'll just start digging through her stuff.
It's just the absolutely ridiculously too big one. There we go. Okay.
I mean, you can bring it in. You can bring it in fashion like that. People will do it.
All right. Okay, I'm ready.
How are you comfortable?
What's that?
How are you comfortable?
I mean, so you see when he isn't wearing the scarf that he has really horrible scarring on his neck.
Oh,
so
he's got a neck.
he wears scarves to cover up the scarring.
Yeah, she say that, and then she's like, okay, never mind, because she remembers, and, she's not that much of an asshole, okay? Like, she's a little bit of an asshole, but not that much.
Yeah, it was going to be turtlenecks, but then I realized that Sean Nittner owns scarves, not turtlenecks, so that's a change.
Yeah, Kitty finds another dress, and like, I think she has like dresses in her trunk. Just on the
go. For first aid kits, but dresses everywhere. Yeah,
everywhere. It's like,
I imagine Kitty wears pretty skimpy dresses that actually don't have a whole ton of material, so they're easy to.
But the boots do. The boots take up the
space.
space.
Boots take up space.
Yeah.
The boots take up space.
Yeah. So it's Goo boots, like the A line, like sort of like
Mhm.
knee above the knee skirts,
Mm-hmm.
dresses,
Perfect.
sleeveless. Yeah.
Nice.
And is Hollis actually indulging Vice here? Do you need to indulge
I
Vice?
don't. I only have one stress. I
Oh,
had
one
I,
stress.
I had two, and then we got one from Unwind. So I will be
Right.
going with Kitty. I'll be accompanying her.
Be being
Because
responsible.
not going to be, but I think it's because I know she's recovering that I'm not letting myself get fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I'm still kind of watching over her. Normally I would just be getting fucked up with her. But that's fine. We'll dance.
And does
Cross
Cross tag
covered?
along, or is Cross just like not
Cross
listening?
isn't a clubbing
On.
person.
Like it's like every single time they go out, like and Cross is like no. And Kitty's like please.
You want to come this time, Cross? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh.
No.
All right. See you
Okay,
around.
we'll have fun. She'll come around one day.
I know. she will.
Why don't you roll it, and then we'll see how this goes.
Oh god, what am I rolling? My
So, yeah, on your sheet there's an indulge Vice button, so that's going to roll your
Oh, that's
lowest attribute.
there it is. Any bonus dice do I need to roll or
No bonus die.
4?
Pretty good.
Yeah. So
Um,
2, 3.
Sorry, I muted myself because I was eating crackers. You get a bonus die on you get a bonus die on downtime actions if you're doing it with a contact or a friend. And this is a hotly contested question that comes up a lot. Do PCs count as contacts or friends? And doesn't matter if they have, say, the same vice purveyor, etc. What's your thought on that, Tim?
Well, actually, in the Blade 68 book, I said that I decided that for the purposes of that Blade in Blade 68, PCs do count. They always count.
Yeah,
So yeah, you should.
Yay.
Oh,
So
so should I
roll
roll
one.
another dice? Just in
Yeah,
case?
roll another one. Roll one more d6.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we're keeping that 4.
So it's the 4.
Okay.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, three stress isn't bad. I mean, you could go again if you want to pay a stack.
Yeah, you could go again, but then your chance of overindulging is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this Kitty we're talking about, that was like a very stressful event. Also, I've done how many downtimes? Does
2.
I've already done 2, so I'd be going to my stacks at this
Yeah,
point.
you'd have to. Oh, yeah, it would be Kitty paying
Mhm.
money.
You know, fuck it. She's falling tonight. So I'll
you
pay a
gonna do it?
stack. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. You're like
and-
in the VIP. You're in the VIP section.
Oh,
buying a bottle
she's
of champagne.
smoozing. She's having a good time. She's partying. She's dancing, making friends with everybody.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out to
We're getting the good stuff. I've heard White Lotus has gotten expensive. We might have to choose another drug. There's a shortage.
All right. So
Right, so
indulge
this time
bu-
you
Two-
want that too.
So 2, right? 2 dice. 'Cause-
Yeah. Unless you want to just roll 1. That's an option. I mean, you don't have to take the help from Hollis because you only need to clear 3 stress. So a
Oh,
low
because I
roll is
do
actually-
take the highest. I don't take the lowest.
That's
Right.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just roll 1.
You're gonna be sad.
Oh wait, how did I roll 2? Oh no! Wait. I
can
guess
go
we're
again
going
with
with a
one if
5.
you want.
Fuck it. Like we're going with that
Yeah.
first
We'll
one.
go with the first one. All right, that's good. We can talk about overindulging.
Yeah.
So clear all your
Yeah.
stress.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, good news is your stress is clear. That worked.
Yay.
So if you want to bring that up, Sean, that's page 157. And when you overindulge, you make a bad call because of your vice.
Oh,
you
it
can
sounds like
choose
Kitty
one.
all the way. Okay, let me pull it
Yeah.
up too.
This is very Kitty.
So you can
Uh-huh.
attract trouble, which would be another crew trouble, which I'd either select or roll. You can make a bad decision, which will mean I just tick a clock of my choice. You could disappear on a bender and play a different character, which would be kind of funny.
It would be kinda funny.
You could brag about your exploits, which does kind of make sense. That's +2 heat.
Oh, that's so good.
You could brawl with people you shouldn't have, which is also kind of funny. That's -1 status with the faction they want you to, or level 2 harm. Or you could be tapped, which means your current hookup cuts you off. Find a new source for your vice.
Oh, they would never cut me off. They know better. Oh god. I like bragging. I really do. I feel like it's very
Mm.
Kitty.
I will
That
tell you
feels
that
right.
if you do, we're gonna switch over to having a wanted level, which I am totally okay with.
That's fine.
No.
That's
because
fine.
we
Let's
have currently we're one heat away from being wanted. So if you do that, we'll clear our track, get one heat, and have a wanted level.
Oh my god, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I was gonna try to reduce heat.
Heck, you can do that next time.
Love that. Perfect.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
if
she's
we
gonna
had
be
changed
talking
order of
like-
operations, you maybe Cross could have reduced heat before you did that, but
That's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
Who are you bragging to?
Anybody's gonna listen, obviously. It's gonna be anyone who's there. So I think she's in the VIP, just like drinking, snorting, smoking, whatever's around. Just having a good time, laughing, partying. She's like, oh my god. And then get this, they had a tiger. Not only just like a regular tiger, they had a white tiger, and like it was so cute. And then they took it off the leash. But you know what? I always keep a little something, something on me. So like I just share the wealth. And she's just going on and on about like exactly what happened. Like detail by detail, and like how they're running out, and how she's getting like in the car and like driving away, and Hollis lands on them. Hollis can
I
cut her
love
off
it.
any time, but I don't know where
oh
he's at.
no, Hollis is lightly inebriated, dancing and watching her. Like he's keeping an eye on her, so she's not going to get in trouble. But he's not.
Nobody doesn't hear anything.
I think he just sees you like laughing and shouting, and he's like, she's fine. Like as long as he has an eye on you, he's not gonna. I mean, he definitely has fatherly feelings, but he doesn't want to be overbearing. So yeah, yeah. So I don't think he knows that you're saying stuff
Blowing
that
up the
maybe
crew.
you should, or maybe you should. I don't know. Why not? Why not brag?
I mean-
we did a great score. It's worth bragging
Yeah.
about.
I think it makes sense because the Bluecoats didn't know who had the briefcase or that you were involved in that whole big explosion thing.
I
but,
don't think she
we do
mentioned the
now.
briefcase at that point, but I think she mentioned like the
no,
everything
enough.
else.
Yeah, exactly. Enough for
Yeah.
them to sort of connect the dots. I like Judd's idea in the chat that it's
A really
like
hot undercover blue
yeah,
coat.
yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
It goes in, runs to the
Hell
phone.
yeah.
Oh yeah, damn it! I hate the idea of being a really hot undercover blue coat, but yes.
Why are they hot?
Yeah, I love that. I mean, this is also a good reason to change your crew name again because now you've got
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Who, Hollis or Cross? Any downtime activities?
I want to. I don't know if this is a downtime action, but I want to meet with Dorji Khan and try and address our negative action status. The fact that she's asking around, like clear up what happened. So if I hear that she's in Night Market, which is not their normal haunts, and that she's been asking around, I think I'm gonna seek her out. And if anyone wants to come with, that's fine. But like, it's not necessarily I have to do this alone. But I definitely want to find her.
I'll go with.
Okay.
Who do you approach to, like, you sort of need to make a connect, right? Like, is this a Tiptree situation or?
Yeah, I think it's a Tiptree situation. I think Tiptree is the one who maybe gives me the tip.
Nice.
That
That's what they call it, Tiptree.
that Dorji is that Dorji is in town, as it were, in the district.
Nice.
And where to find her.
Tiptree I have pictured as like an older Pam Grier, but in like suits and neckerchief kind of situation.
Amazing.
And she is, she makes the meat. Where do you think the meat would happen? Somewhere discreet, I suppose. It's in Night Market. Is this like under an overpass kind of situation, under a bridge or something? Or something classier than that?
Feels like we could go classier, but I don't know a location off the top of my head. I'm trying to get to the Night Market page really fast so that I could pull something up out of the locations. There we go.
Yeah. I think it should be. What is the name of that place? There's like a lounge, an underground jazz bar. Which I forget the name of off the top of my head. It is
Ash.
Yeah. So Harlow Bez, who's in my head a descendant of Basho. Bears is
Oh wow, I missed that. That's great. So many good Easter eggs in this game.
runs the bar. She's a big towering woman, but a very whisper quiet voice. And this is kind of a quiet, smoky, dim lighting underground music lounge. Yeah, wine and ash, of course, are hours in Blades. They're the early hours of the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine you and just like a quiet table in the corners across was with you.
Yeah, and I think I've got the briefcase. TBD whether or not it has anything in it or not
Cool.
at the moment.
I think Georgie Con got there ahead of you and was
Yeah.
just sitting there at the table, glass of water, arms crossed, very impassive, threatening looking person. What's your pitch?
I think Hollis walks and like sees her with her arms crossed and is like, Georgie, have we met before? Because she was on the like.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
But presumably you've had a you know who that.
Yeah. Georgie, I presume you've met you and Cross have met, right? They were in the room. You guys were in the room together for a moment, right, Karen?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. She gives her like a barely perceptible nod and then cracks her neck.
I walk over carrying the briefcase. She could see it. And I set it down by the set it down on the beside me so that she would like have to reach over the table. Like it would be awkward for her to try and grab it. At least subtly. And I sort of steeple my fingers and I say, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot.
You could say that. Is that payback? She's looking at the briefcase.
Depends on what you want it to be. I'm hoping it can be truce between us.
If you didn't blow up the airship, who did?
Palace agent.
Why?
She wasn't really forthcoming with that. But I know she wanted this.
I feel like I want like a roll.
Yeah.
Maybe not an action roll, but just as like a kind of a fortune roll, like how persuasive Hollis can be.
Well, I decided, because I'd put dots in resolve, I decided to put one in consort, even though the move I'd made to get that XP was sway. I don't know. Consort felt wrong. And I feel like even though we don't know each other, we do have a connection as they're our ward boss and they did invite us and we were supposed to be on good terms until all this went down. So I'm going to go with consort.
Cool.
Karen, do you want to help? Does Cross say anything?
I can help. I think Cross is mainly kind of there to just like be backup and look slightly menacing. Not that she looks terribly menacing, but just to be there to have more numbers. But she's mainly letting you do the talking.
Okay.
Yeah, that's worth a bonus die. You've also got Tiptree helping, who sort of set up the connect and vouch for you. So
nice. Does that have a mechanical effect, or is that
nah, just one either way? But
yeah. Oh, I get it. And this is, you said, this is a fortune roll.
Yeah, just making a fortune roll, I reckon. Just sort of a gather info type thing.
Oops, not sharing the screen. One bonus. Hey,
nice.
Thank you for the assist.
So, what was the last thing you said again? What was your pitch? Just let's bygones be bygones. Sort of thing.
This is a peace offering. I told her that a palace agent blew it up, and I don't know, and she didn't tell me why. which are all true facts. As far as
They hold your gaze for quite a long time after that, and there's sort of an awkward silence. And then they nod and just say, "I believe you," and slowly reach over to take the briefcase.
I have it at my side, so I pick it up and I put it on the desk and I slide it over, but I don't take my hands off of it. And I say, there's information in here that pertains to us that may or may not pertain to you. I want to know who the test pilots are for this takeoff. And I point to the thing. And I'd be willing to share that with you if you want to know as well. But I need a starting place. I don't know how to get this. Obviously, these folks know, and I point to the big emblem, but I don't have any connections with them.
We can
and I
make
sort of like rotate the case 90 degrees. So now it's like I had the handle facing me and I rotate the case 90 degrees to show like it's in progress towards you. Like I have good faith here, you know, right? Like I haven't let go yet, but I'm really ready to do it as long as you're willing to play ball as well.
Yeah. Her hand is like halfway across the table, just steady as a rock, ready to receive this briefcase. And again, locking eyes with you, she says, well, since we're friends now, we can help with that if you're ready to make a move. You should know that our angle is just the ship. We smiles a little bit. As you know, we do our business with airships. We heard this was an experimental one, and we're interested in the technology, but that's all. So if you have your angle, keep us in mind, and maybe we can both work this one.
I don't see any conflict there. We don't care about the technology. Hollis kind of looks to Cross to confirm, like, yeah, we don't care about the technology. In fact, if we find it, we'll put it in your hands. But we do want to know who the pilots are. And then he slides it over the table to her.
Yeah, she takes it and says, let's keep a line open about that. If you can find out that information, we'll pay for it.
We're square? We're square?
Yeah. Yeah, we're square, but who's the third one? I heard she's been talking a lot. You should keep her on a shorter leash.
We'll take care of that. Thank you.
Yeah, you can't call her a kitty.
Yeah, she walks off.
And didn't know that they let a wild cat attack our friends.
Yeah.
Cool. Fact, I don't think that was downtime action. I think that was just a free.
No, downtime action. And I think your Scorpion Syndicate faction status goes back up to -1, so I'll mark that now.
Cool.
So that improves that successfully, and they're definitely a potential like client if you want to do a score to get that information. They'll pay for that.
Yeah.
And I think before they leave, they do just stop one last time, and without looking back, they say to Cross, thanks for not hurting the cat. And then they just leave.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah. Cross, do you have a downtime thing you want to do?
Yeah, well, I wanted to try to reduce heat. Now I need to figure out how do we get not wanted? How does that work?
The only way to get not wanted is someone to take a fall. So you could work on framing someone. You could send one of your cohort to prison to take a fall for you, which given the vibes of the crew doesn't seem quite right. Or one of you could go to prison. Something I had been thinking is it could be kind of fun to wrap up our next session with like a prison roll and a time skip. We can talk about that then, but I thought it could be kind of fun to show off those mechanics. And so one of you kind of, because the length of time you go to Iron Hook depends on your wanted level. So you're quite low wanted level at the moment. So it'd only be like, basically they don't have enough hard evidence to put you away for a long time. They can just hold you for a bit. So it'd be like a few weeks or a month or something. And we could do a lot of time skip for the rest of the crew.
Okay.
So, yeah. Does that answer that? I don't know. I don't know if there's a good way for you to reduce the wanted level right now. Alternatively, you could start a long-term project to frame someone. There's another option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one thing that we kind of want right now is we want the names of the astronauts.
Mm-hmm.
Could I start a long-term project for digging into that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
How are you going to go about? What's your angle on that? Is this like cross the hound, like classic private eye stuff?
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure.
I feel like 6-step long-term project.
Yeah, I feel like it's not going to be easy info to get. I'm just wondering how to go about doing it. Just asking questions, seeing if I have any, if I can pay anybody to be an informant. Sean, you said your character knows somebody, but we don't know who. We don't know that. Like Hollis doesn't know that yet.
Right. Hollis doesn't know yet that Brackley is one of the test pilots. One of my contacts. I think that if you were, so what we know about them is that they're test pilots who don't know that they're going to have the Lusk perform technique performed on them.
Right.
So presumably all we know is that they're Ministry of Discovery employees or something like that. And I don't think we know where the Blue Raker is either, right? There's been 4 that have exploded, but the site is unknown.
Even the 4 failed ones are like top secret, so you wouldn't know anything about. Yeah, the launch site is top secret. It's all. Yeah.
So I feel like they're going to have to do various tests and whatnot, and so if you can find out where it is, you might be, or even the vicinity of where it is, you might be able to like stake out the area and see who's coming and going. So one way of doing it would like be to start by just trying to find like where the test site is.
Yes. And the Ministry of Discovery themselves are not like a top secret organization. So they have like in a headquarters in Charter Hall, which is like open to the public, and
we're assuming that the test site is somewhere in Duskwall and not like in a secret facility outside the bubble.
That's true.
Could be. Yeah.
But if it was outside the bubble, I don't think the palace would be as worried about them shooting a hole in the bubble.
You're right.
That is true. They did. Yeah. The whole thing is launching it into the blue. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I think snooping around the Ministry of Discovery is a starting place. Yeah.
Okay.
We should look at our hunting grounds because it could help us. Our hunting grounds.
You didn't have hunting grounds. You got enemies of the cause instead.
Right. Exactly. The Imperial Military or the Lusk Reform Clinic. So if instead of hunting around the Ministry of Discovery, you lurk around the Lusk Reform Clinic, then you get +1D on gathered information checks.
Okay.
If that's correct. Oh, but our primary thing is sabotage? I think this falls under sabotage.
I mean, I think that's what we want to do at the end, right? Like we probably want to sabotage this rocket and try to find the 4 people and alert them so that they don't go through with it.
Yeah. Tim, does that sound right to you that this fits in?
Yeah, I mean, typically you would like choose a score, and then if that score was sabotage against one of those,
right, you're right.
Any gather info you do for the score would get the +1.
Okay, so yeah, let's wait till we choose our score. But we could get an extra downtime action for doing that as well. That could help finish this clock off.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I guess I'm going to roll to do some sleuthing.
Yeah, what action are you using to work on this long-term project?
I'm assuming it's a study.
Yeah, okay. So where are you studying? Are you at was this the Lusk Reform Clinic or the Ministry of Discovery, or is this more like going through newspapers looking for oddities, or like at your desk kind of thing?
I think I'm gonna go through the newspapers, or maybe if I have access to like the like police, what is it called? The police blotter or something. If anybody's like making strange noise complaints, I want to see if I can get a lead on like where it is, because they can't cover up everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna start looking for like, is there a pattern of like strange noises?
Because you want to know who the pilots are, right?
Well, that's another step. Is like
Okay, but
yeah,
that's the end. Is that the end of the clock?
You're right. I guess there's two things, and only one of them can be on the clock.
I don't mind if like the first step is figure out roughly where the facility is, and the second step is clock the pilots coming and going or whatever.
Okay, sure. Yeah, because then once I find it, I can stake it out.
Yeah.
You should take advantage of our cohorts. I think if you're like studying newspapers and things like that, I feel like Jag and Kaya could help you. So they can offer you a bonus die on that, or they could do or they could take an action to work on the clock themselves. Like you could say, like, "Hey, go do it," and
yeah.
they could,
I mean,
you could work.
I would actually say that I don't think they can help with the newspaper part because they're muscle by definition. So you didn't
they're muscle, right?
You didn't pick eggheads or the other types. So
yep,
I feel like muscle is explicitly not good at reading.
I thought students, but I forgot that they were muscle. Yeah, muscle. Never mind.
These are muscular students.
All right, we'll get more cohorts later.
Yeah, you can also add types, so you could expand their horizon.
Yeah,
give
we
multiple types.
We can make them muscle and eggheads, but
yeah,
muscular. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna roll.
But you could get help from another PC or from one of your contacts, either your friend Hendrik, the veterinarian, or even Zam, the street kid.
God, would Sam know?
Zam is a street kid. They see a lot of people coming and going.
Yeah.
They don't have much to do, so they do a lot of just watching.
That's true, but they're just like watching this neighborhood. And
that's true. That's true.
This Tessa is going to be hidden somewhere.
Yeah,
I mean,
it could be a PC helping. It could be
Chatterley, a secret agent. On your contact list.
That's true.
Feels like Chatterley could be a help. They're not an up or a down tick, but they're still a contact.
Yeah, I could ask them.
Yeah, okay. So maybe some phone calls as well as newspaper checking.
Sure.
All right, great. Why don't you roll study then with one bonus die?
Okay. It's just risky standard.
Yeah.
It's just a fortune roll.
Yeah. You can put fortune if you want, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. When you're going to pick the position, you can just say fortune roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, it's down there. Got it.
Nice.
Oh, those ticks. Nice. So there is 3 ticks on the clock. So that is halfway there. And obviously being halfway there on a 6-step clock means there are indeed some noise complaints, exactly what you're looking for. And Chatterley can confirm in so many words once. They can't like tell you this stuff, but Chatterley, if you put it to them, can sort of confirm by not denying, if you know what I mean.
Right.
That the launch complex is likely beneath the Ministry of Discovery HQ in Charter Hall, which is by Charter Hall University, in fact. So you have the location now.
Cool.
Nice. Do you want me to try and finish that clock off? Because it's a group clock, so we can both work on it.
Yeah, if you want. I feel like the next thing would be like staking out the location and trying to like take some photos of who's coming and going, which is probably, it kind of sounds like a hunt.
Yeah, that's why I was offering, because that's Gross's shtick.
Yeah, I don't have
Hollis' shtick.
Someday Cross will get a hunt, get some dots and hunt, but not today.
Awesome. Do you want to do it together where we go? I can take the action, but you can help out, or?
Yeah, that sounds great. As a group action. Ooh, stake out in the car together.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that with you too.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Is this a nighttime stakeout or a daytime stakeout?
I think it's a daytime because we're seeing who's coming into work.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So we're parked in Charisse because we can't be in Scarlet because A, that's Kitty's car, and B, it draws way too much attention.
Right.
And I think we're parked like where maintenance workers park or something like that, you know, in some sort of like inconspicuous, like, oh, of course there's vans here, place. And then we got like binoculars and recording devices and all that stuff, and we're watching.
And just to situate things a bit, it's like the first month of the year, 68, so it's currently winter. So when it's blue time, the weather is quite temperate and nice, and then it's radically different at nighttime when regular Blades rules apply. So at nighttime, it's like howling winds and snow and frost.
Nice.
But during the daytime, it's just kind of blue and frosty, and it rains sometimes, but it's not bad.
Great. That's another reason to do it during the day. We have better visibility.
Yeah. Cool. All right, Hollis, what are you rolling?
Yeah.
Wait, was Hollis helping or was Hollis rolling?
Hollis is rolling. Yeah.
Rolling. I'm helping. So am I spending the stress to help?
No, this is just downtime. So
yeah, as long as you're there.
I'm just there.
Yeah. So Hollis is, got binoculars and stuff, and he's reading off to you what he sees, so you can write down and things like that. And he's like, I was all down for our mission. I'm still down for it. I'm not going to back down from our mission, but I was all down for our mission when we were more theoretical. But this is getting, if we do this is serious, and this means we're going to be like real criminals, not agitators. Like, we're going to break laws to stop this launch. And I just don't know if it's responsible of us to bring Kitty along for that.
Well, we're only criminals if we get caught.
When we get caught. We will. Sooner or later.
Kitty's dad will bail her out. She'll be fine.
Okay, I guess we're all in this.
She's a big girl. She can make her own choices. She's an adult. You're not her dad. She's got a dad.
I'm going to conspicuously look through my binoculars and not look at you, and not see the tear, his eyes getting red.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll hunt with a fortune roll with a bonus die from Cross. And there we go.
Nice. That fills the clock.
Sweet.
If you hit any keys, by the way, feel free to hit them as you mark them. So you can hit another key this session, even though it's not a score. We can go back over it at the end if you forget, but it's just worth having a look at your keys and feel free to hit one if that is the case.
I marked one. Yeah.
Cool. How do you think you got this place staked out? You fill this clock. You find out who the test pilots are.
I mean, I think I recognize Brackley.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I see him. I know he's a pilot. Or he was.
And I think from there, Brackley is wearing like a blue jumpsuit, which he's the only person you've seen wearing that jumpsuit. And then later on, you see another few people in the same jumpsuit, and you can kind of infer that those four must be the test pilots.
But we can also interrogate your friend. I mean, we can ask your friend nicely. What do you know?
I don't know what he's even do. I don't know how he'd be here in the first place. Like, I'm surprised he's not an Iron Hook.
And they probably offered him a deal.
Oof. Well, if they offered him a deal, he may not be able to say no, even if he finds out the truth. I mean, none of them might be in a position to say no, even if they find out the truth.
No, but then they could help us sabotage. Because we'd have someone on the inside.
Yeah, I don't like using my friends. I don't like taking advantage of my friends, but better.
Like just about to ask, is it your friend? And then holds that one back.
Yeah. Oh God, I love it. All right. So we've each done one downtime action. Karen, you got another one for Cross?
Yeah,
Just before we move on, I mean, is that enough out of it finishing that clock? I guess so. I mean, it's Brackley and 3 others. I just wasn't
Yeah.
sure if you wanted like names or some more specific information.
We might ask for the names later, but like I think that having one is the only thing we really need is that contact.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get the other names from Brackley. So
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
I'd say we took pictures of them and we have surveillance.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they're not going to like have their name, like their full name, like we'd have to do.
won't they just have their whole full government name right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that works for me. I don't have enough heat really stress to blow off steam. So I think I'm good on that. I was thinking about because I always forget too that like our base has a training center.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd use it.
Yeah.
Home gym. Yeah, love it. All right. Put 2 XP in the prowess track. Is this like, I know you go to the gym and do boxing. Is this like, what do you call it? Body bag or whatever? Like, is this boxing stuff?
Well, I was thinking, so it's for prowess. So it's kind of anything in that.
Yes.
In that thing. I think, yeah, she could go box, but that's also kind of like what she does as her vice is working out. So I think she's going to go and do one of those things where she's trying to get her time on like how to take apart her gun and put it back together blindfolded.
Fun. Yeah. Love that kind of thing.
That's an awesome. That's an awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where she's timing herself again and again to try to get her time down.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, that's 2 XP.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Under prowess.
Under prowess.
Yep. Very cool.
Yeah.
You still have one left, Hollis, Sean?
I still have one left. Is there anything we need as a group? I have an idea, but this might be the one that we take as kind of like our bonus action is to go and get uniforms that match the flight uniforms that we could get into the Ministry of Discovery to get us to that.
That's a good one.
And we do get one free downtime action for sabotaging the Lust Reform Clinic. But I don't think this would do that. This is not the Lust Reform Clinic. This is the Ministry of Discovery. So if we're going to be targeting the Ministry of Discovery, which I kind of think we are, then we don't get a free action. So I think I should do that.
Okay. Yeah.
I had a random question. We can reduce heat, but we can't reduce wanted levels.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can. It's by going to jail.
Nah.
Yeah. It's possible. It's just it's not easy. So yeah, I'm going to go to Dundages, which is the oldest and most distinguished of the big 3 department stores in Night Market. They do a bunch of custom work, and I'm going to I'm going to show the pictures of the uniforms and get matching uniforms for us.
Awesome.
Or try to acquire. I'm going to like ask about acquiring those. And I think I'm going to take Professor, a rough sleeper, which I'm not sure what
do you mean?
Sleeper is. It's a contact. Professor, a rough sleeper. You wrote it, Tim. So
a rough sleeper meaning a homeless person, basically. It's maybe that's the New Zealand term. Someone, a homeless person.
Oh,
when you sleep rough, you sleep outside.
Got it. Okay, that's not what I thought.
Yeah, I was like, why are you taking them to the department store?
Yeah, no. I now I know what you mean. I don't then have a contact that I feel like is.
I feel like taking Kitty shopping.
I was say shopping, like
they have like a shopping montage.
Yeah. The problem is it's boring. I'm like, we're gonna get but I think if Kitty is throwing around stacks for dresses, then and boots. Oh, and I've got to get a new scarf. I don't know if Bane's ever returning that one. So I feel like if we're going shopping, then it makes the whole like we're asking for this thing that seems borderline illicit, illegal, less conspicuous.
Mm-hmm.
We're not coming just for that. We're coming for everything.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So you're acquiring an asset.
Yep.
Do you want to use the special night market rule? You don't have to.
Wait, there's a rule?
What's
Yes, the special night market rule is that it's a great place to shop, but
Nice.
it's overpriced. So you take -1d to the acquire asset roll, but you clear some stress.
Question. I don't know if this works, but I don't know. There's a way to like, because we're so frequent here and, you know, Kitty probably knows everybody. Is there a way to like consort? To get,
Oh, that's what I'm planning on doing. Yeah, I'm definitely consorting. Yeah.
to get
Well,
the
this is actually a
prices
tier
lower?
roll.
Oh, it's a tier roll. Yeah.
It is a tier roll, but can help that way, and that will give the bonus die.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, I only have one stress, but I'll clear it. That's fine.
All right, you want to do that? All right. So you are overpaying in this instance.
Yes, I'm overpaying, but I'm enjoying shopping with Kitty. That's great. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Clear stress. So roll. You could do a fortune roll if you want to just type it in the chat. But 0 dice on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, she's making sure that you get the right scarf.
Yeah. What color scarf do you get?
Is
Is
it
it a
red
replacement
scarf?
of the one
Yeah.
you lost? Same one.
Uniforms. All right, I got a 3.
You got a 3. All right.
Not
So
great.
that is quality equals tier -1. The good news is you're already tier 0 and doesn't go lower than
Can't
that.
go lower, so it's tier 0 quality. Yeah.
Hey.
Now you could spend stacks to raise that quality if you want.
That's what I think I need to do.
If you want, I will.
Yeah. How many stacks? So Ministry of Discovery is way high tier, and
Yeah. So the way it works in 68 is it always works. So you're going to get these uniforms no matter what.
yeah,
It's just the quality level of them. So if you had a quality 4 one, it would be indistinguishable from the Ministry of Discovery originals, and you could walk through any door and not be questioned.
yeah,
If you keep the quality 0 one, you can still make rolls. It might just mean you're in a desperate position, or you have limited
works
effect
back.
or no effect. It would have fictionally, it's not a great disguise, but it is still a disguise. So the closer you get to that 4, the better the disguise is. But you don't have to reach the 4 if you can't or don't want to.
yeah. I think we want to. I think I want to spend the money to get closer. I don't think I'm gonna. So, Mo, you were saying like you wanted to blow through your cash. If you want to spend
She's
a
gonna
stack,
toss a stack down for that.
all right. So we're gonna spend. I'm gonna spend one. Kitty's gonna spend one. So that's 2 stacks spent to increase our
So this great. Rules as written, it only improves the roll result, but I think we should just say it improves the quality, because otherwise that's only going to take you to quality 1. But I think let's say quality 2. I feel like that feels right. I'll make a note of that somewhere. So you've got quality 2. So these are the test pilot. You want to look like test pilots, is that right?
I think so. I feel like that's the way we get
Astronauts.
to the ship. That's the way. If we want to sabotage the Blue Riker, the way we do that is by looking like a test pilot. I mean, we took. Actually, this is maybe a group conversation, because I'm sure we took lots of pictures of people who looked official. Tim, when we were watching them go in and out, to what degree was like security checking them at the door, and did that differ between somebody who looked like an administrator versus a test pilot? Do the test pilots walk in? Yeah.
They don't quite just walk in, but there's definitely much less of a check. Like they're not patted down. They have a lanyard type situation which they flash, but other people are like stopped, and you can see that the security person's like fully like holding up the picture and checking it and patting them down and all this stuff. Whereas the test pilots is more just flash the thing and they carry on.
Great. So I get us test pilot uniforms. Yeah.
Beautiful.
What better way to solve the problem than going to the belly of the beast?
I think while you're at Dundridge's, this is a very popular store. You both have a couple of run-ins while you're shopping. What color scarf do you get, Hollis? Is it a...
I don't think I can find the same pink. So I'm gonna go with like a knit like a knit lavender.
Ooh, yeah.
While you're going through the scarves, there is a man next to you who is you recognize immediately. This is Professor Cole, who's the spokesperson of the Burn Corps, which is this kind of Black Panthers-esque Severosi nationalist group.
Yeah.
And they got you your van, and you have a positive relationship with them.
Yeah.
And whether it's a coincidence or not, he does seem to be shopping for a tie. He's looking through the rack. Maybe a scarf. He's looking at the scarves.
Yeah.
He sees the one you're looking at and says, good choice. Looks good on you.
Oh. Professor Cole. Wrapping it around.
Yeah.
What are you doing in Dundridge's?
He smiles. Just shopping, of course. Same as everyone else. Hey,
you fancy a coffee at the cafe where it's harder to overhear conversations?
He gets shifty eyes and says, I think it's better not to, but I'm glad I ran into you. I just wanted you to know we're having a function next week. We're going to cook some bacon. He winks. We're worried there's going to be too much ham, though, and we thought maybe your crew, if you could cook some ham over here at Night Market at the same time, distribute the heat, no one gets burnt, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can make it worth your while.
The more cooks at the grill, the less heat they each feel.
That's right.
It's a normal Dusker saying.
It's a good thing about the city. There's plenty of bacon to go around.
When is that event?
Next week, 3 days.
3 days. Great.
Worth your while, Hollis. He slaps you on the back. Good to see you.
You as well, Professor.
And he walks off. And while that is happening, so what's Kitty shopping for while Hollis is having this conversation?
Dresses. Obviously, she has to replace the one that got cut off, scratched up. So
yeah, and I imagine you're like, these are the most kind of out there dresses, and standing there awkwardly in the women's dress department is Noel Byrne, who's your dad's friend, who I imagine is looking like a sort of middle-aged Colin Firth. Looks like this.
Goodness. Oh goodness!
Love it.
And he's trying to do what Professor Cole just did, but it's far too awkward to pull it off. So he's trying to sort of sidle up to you, but it's just the kind of man who's very uncomfortable. Does he see
me first, or I think he sees me first, because if Kitty saw him first, she would probably hide behind the racks. Just
he saw you
avoid him.
first. The thing is, he can't do the same thing because he can't pretend. He feels very awkward. He's the kind of man who feels very awkward being in the women's clothing section.
Yeah, I think she's holding up a really short mod dress, sleeveless, and it has some sort of cut out in the back design, and she's just holding it up against her in the mirror, and she sees him in the mirror behind her, and she just oh my god, hi.
He sort of blushes a little bit and adjusts his glasses and says, "Oh, Kitty, fancy seeing you here."
Yeah, fancy seeing you in the dress department. Are you looking for your daughter?
Yeah, well, actually, look, I just wanted to check in. I told your father I'd keep an eye on you.
Okay.
How are things?
Good. School's great. Why are you telling Dad things?
Oh, well, we work together, so things come up. He'd come himself, but he's very busy, Kitty, and
of course he is.
Yeah,
always.
Look, the reason I wanted to find you is we heard that you're spending some time with certain people, and I had them looked into, and it's not a good path, Kitty.
Yeah. Okay. So first off, and she's like turning around, like she's like hanging up the clothes on the rack. You know, she's getting serious, so she puts clothes down, and she's like walking over to him, and she's like, "Okay, first off, you need to mind your beeswax. I'm an adult. I'm doing my things I want to. I am spending time with where I want to be, and enjoying my life as long as, and I'm just doing what I can. So you can have that. What else do you gotta say? Come on."
Yeah, well, no, that's fine. I understand. He checks his watch. Look, I said my piece. These are dangerous people. Low life scum. Not our sort, Kitty. Not our sort.
Not our
You know,
sort.
you-
Okay, so you're. I think she's just like, you're gonna compare yourself to me, but she's like doesn't want to start that conversation.
Yeah, look, I have a meeting. Good to see you.
Tell your daughter I said hi, and he's like, as he's walking out.
Yeah.
Nice.
I really love the idea that at some point this guy's trying to look casual, and like goes to grab something off the rack and like pulls up like a bra and like
I
a
did
whole
something too.
lingerie set and like doesn't know how to put it back and like fumbles it and like
Yeah.
knocks
Making
like,
more
stuff
noise than
off
he meant
the
to be.
rack.
Yeah.
100%.
He
Yeah.
almost walks out with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Cool. Does anyone
canonically,
else-
like he has his daughter her age, and that's why they're like
Yeah.
also kind of cute. So yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Does anyone else have downtime activities left?
No, I think we've done them all.
Do you got a little bit of heat? You still have a cohort action you could use, so they could just clear out that heat if you want, unless you have something else in mind for them.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. How do you think Kayla and Jag get rid of a little bit of heat?
Well, I think Professor Cole kind of gave us a little bit of a lead about some shit that the Burn Corps might be doing. So I feel like the way we get rid of heat, or the way at least these students get rid of heat, is by misdirection. I feel like there's some light arson that happens in another part of Night Market or Charter Hall that kind of gets Blue Coat's attention there rather than on us, which also sort of like fits in the muscle category of ways to get rid of heat. Like,
yeah, that's great. Like a sort of false flag operation kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Usually they would roll for that, but you've only got one heat, so it's impossible not to clear it. So that's fine.
Yeah.
So that just happens. So unless anyone has anything else, any free play stuff you want to do or anything, we can move into the planning meeting and select the next score.
I think Kitty eventually finds Hollis.
Yeah.
And that's when they talk. And I think she's like, "Oh my god, apparently my dad's making me taps on me." Or like his lackey.
Oh, that could be. Kitty, usually I try not to rein you in because that's not my place. He didn't say I'm not your father, but like that's what he was thinking.
We literally just had this conversation in the car.
But we had
Yeah,
Hollis
we did,
and
yeah.
Ross had this conversation, but Kitty and Hollis haven't. And actually, I think Hollis remembers what Cross said and is like, he's about to say like you should be careful or whatnot, and he's just like, no, you know what you're doing. I'm not going to tell you how to live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I told him.
Yeah.
And to minus these. Also, he was very weird and like he grabbed a bra by accident. And it was just like, oh, he just brought more attention than he needed to himself. It was really funny. Actually,
very awkward.
You should have seen it. All right.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You got what you needed?" Oh my god, it's such a pretty color.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was knit by one of the Dundages themselves. So they said. I mean, this is always everything's always handmade by their tailors, at least according to the salespeople. But I like it. I probably paid too much for it, but I like it.
All right, what do you think? And she pulls out the dress that she pulls. It's like,
You're gonna knock someone dead.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, you had to replace the old one. It was torn.
I know, and that one was so expensive too. That was actually a gift, so like I'm not that worried about it. But like, yeah. All right, come on, let's go.
And you all did drop a lot of money at that department store.
We dropped 2 stacks. Yeah,
yeah, that's a lot of cash.
We dropped a lot of cash. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's fair that we came away with a few nice
Be
items.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking, I don't know. Never mind. Yeah, I'm down. Let's planning for
Right.
Kuba.
Since I made cards for them, I just want to show you the other NPC cards I made because they're probably not going to come up.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Oh,
So for Unabel, I was thinking like Twiggy.
Oh,
So
perfect.
this is
So good.
Kitty's friend, the socialite.
nice.
And then for Kitty's dad, Major Bowman, I was thinking like Kirk Douglas, just a massive chin.
Yeah,
Dang.
got so much chin.
So much,
So much
shit.
chin. Amazing. And then for Hendrik, I don't know who this is, but I like this kind of guy for Hendrik.
I
sort
like
of
that.
Oh,
respectable veterinarian type. And then finally for Zam, the street kid, I was kind of thinking like a 12 or 13-year-old sort of teddy boy, if you know that subculture. Like
Yes. Oh my God.
Nice.
oh my god.
Unfortunately, Zam did not come on screen, but maybe in the score. You never know. Rivals can show up at any time. So
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Causing trouble.
that's right.
Oh, I think sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, I remember. I think when you talk about seeing your dad, I said also mentioned. Oh yeah, the burn core is up to their hijinks. So I kind of share that amongst the group as well. That we can.
Do
help
you
them
share
out.
the cooking like the barbecue analogy?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna put some ham on the grill.
Oh my god, we got invited to the cookout. All right. I'll bring potato salad.
Awesome.
Not a real. It's
So now we cut to the planning meeting, which is another Blades 68 little procedure, and this ends personal business and heads into crew business. And in the planning meeting, we're each gonna like put forward, myself included, one opportunity for the next score, and then we'll roll randomly for the payouts, and then you'll pick one, and that will be the next score. So it doesn't have to. We've kind of like we're moving towards one. Obviously, you've done some prep in that direction, but it doesn't have to be that one. Part of the fun of the planning meeting is, well, for one thing, it means that the player characters and the players are always like picking what the next score is and picking the direction, which is cool. So the GM can't just kind of like string together scores and tell their own story that way. And the other fun thing is that sometimes if the payouts come out a certain way, you end up pursuing scores you didn't necessarily think you would, and so you kind of get little twists and turns and stuff like that. So the idea is you're all back at the base above Chuckleberries. You got your takeout in the office, and the way this will work is all you have to provide each is one of either a client, a target, or a type of score. You can be a bit more specific if you want, but the idea is to kind of keep it simple. So for clients, you could pick a faction who you want a better relationship with. So you could do that score that Professor Cole was alluding to with the burn core. So you could say, client, the burn core, we'll flesh out the details if you pick that one, but basically you know that if you do that score, you'll get a better faction status with the burn core. So that's a way to kind of move towards getting allies and friends and stuff. Or you could choose a target, and that's a way of taking someone down a peg. You have enemies of the cause, so you could pick one of them. Again, you could just say the thing I want to put forward is just a score against the military or the Lusk Reform Clinic or even the Ministry of Discovery. And the third thing you can put forward is a type. So you could say you've got claims on your crew sheet, so you could put forward that you want to get one of those claims. You could put forward like a sabotage. And that's where you can be a bit more specific. If you wanted to say you want to do sabotage against the Ministry of Discovery as your kind of thing you put forward, that's fine. And you could also just say something really vague, like in my home game, I got a paranormalist, and he often just puts forward like a paranormal score, which is just like a vague, I just want a weird, spooky score. That's fine.
Yeah.
And we've actually done that, and it was fun. And so you can be, it can be as vague or as specific as you want, I guess is the thing. So just to kind of, I'm going as well, so I'll just put one on the board here. If you go over to Roll20, Sean.
Yeah.
I've got some little opportunity cards. If you zoom right in on those.
Zoom is not going to unzoom nicely, but
Yeah, I think this is the last thing we're doing, so we should be right.
we can zoom on our end.
yeah. No, just so that everyone who's watching can see as
All
well.
right.
Yep. So I'm going to put an opportunity in that bottom right corner, and this is a client, and the client is the unseen, who you don't know anything about, but they're basically the Illuminati, and so you would have at least heard the name. And you get like a weird white business card under the door, which just has this like eye symbol, blind embossed on it, and a wax seal, and it just has like a phone number in pencil on the back. So for whatever reason, the unseen want you to do a score for them with no other details. Yeah, so that's what I'm putting forward. Who else has one?
I mean, I think there's the obvious one that we're
Mhm.
thinking about, which is sabotaging the rocket launch.
Right.
Yeah, awesome. Do you want to put that one forward, Karen?
Sure.
All right, cool. I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Big-
So target, Ministry of Discovery, and type is sabotage.
Mhm.
I got that song stuck in my head. Cool. All right.
Nice.
How about the other two? Does anyone want to put forward a claim, maybe?
So
Yeah,
the
claims.
the claims that are sort of closest to us, we don't have to go after these, but going further, stretching further is puts us in a worse position. The claims that are close to us are turf, just having more like grounds that we cover, or donations, +2 stacks for battle or demonstration scores. And then we can go further than that, but the further we go from that, like for instance, if we wanted covert funding, which is +2 stacks for sabotage and assassination, which we're into sabotage, right? It would be a dicier score, but we can do it. Mo, is there any of those claims that you're excited about, or any other like clients or targets you'd like to?
Is claims the map, like the
That's
little
right.
like layout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I was like, what is a claim?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
It's
claims
great.
is that little funny.
If you're looking at the screen I'm sharing, it's this map right here.
I should be looking. Okay. Yeah. I
You
was
start
like,
with
I was like
base
trying to
and
find in the book. It's like, okay, what is a claim? And then like y'all started talking. I was like, oh no, hold on, where
It
am I
doesn't
going?
actually say it on the character sheet.
Yeah,
It
I should say that. But
does on the
that's,
screen.
Okay.
that is the little funny map. And yeah, so you start from that base one at the bottom and you kind of move out from there is the basic idea.
Yeah.
I think it's worth like making up a potential turf score, even if we don't end up going with it, just for the purposes of figuring that out.
Maybe like claiming Night Market as like our base,
Oh,
like
that's
home and
fun.
operation.
Yeah.
And like, no, this is us. Literally, this is our. We're sticking our little flag in the dirt.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
I don't think we'll get all of Night Market because it's a whole district, but
At least this little, at least chuckleberries. Dang it.
yes, we get a bigger piece of it.
Yeah, I mean, currently you have no turf really, so yeah.
Right. We have a base, but we don't really control any area. Like you
don't even have hunting grounds, which other crews have.
Yeah. Yeah, and expanding our turf expands our hunting grounds by like if we have more space, then our hunting grounds get bigger. So I'm torn. I'm torn because I both would like to improve our relationship with the syndicate since they're our ward boss, and I feel like we just made this kind of like gesture to DorjiCon, like, hey, we can help you out. But I want to go to the cookout. So I think ultimately what's more exciting to me, I'm going to say let's put the burn core on as the client.
Awesome. All right.
Like I feel like we could always come back to the syndicate, and maybe the syndicate will be happy. Maybe we can do a twofer with the syndicate if we sabotage the test launch and we give them the tech. So
yeah, and I think with the syndicate, maybe we need like a cool down period between us, just because like of what happened, and like we're on the mend, but like it takes time.
Awesome. So we'll roll for payout next and we'll add the tier. So I've added some tiers to those just to kind of give us something to add. So the way this works is sometimes we know who the target will be. Like the burn core one is against the blue coats who are tier 3. So I've added that on. Likewise, Ministry of Discovery, we know that's the target of Cross's opportunity, so that's tier 4. The Unseen one, I've just decided that's tier 5, but I'm not going to put down who that is. And same with the Turf claim. I've just put tier 2 because that feels about right, and if you pick that one, I will figure out who that faction is, but there's no need to kind of assign those ahead of time. And so the next thing to do is to roll for the payout for each one, and you roll equal to the crew tier, your tier 0. So we're all going to roll 2 dice and take the lowest. So I'll do mine first. So the lowest there is a 2, and then I add the tier of the target, which is 5 for this one. It's a big one. So the payout will be 7 stacks, and that also is kind of the scope, which is just a vague sense of like how hard the score will be. It's usually roughly equal to the payout. Yeah. So the scope, because the lowest you could roll is a 1, highest you can roll is a 6, and then you add the faction tier, so it goes up to about 12. So 7 is like in the middle. It's kind of an averagely difficult score. Karen, do you want to roll for the Ministry of Discovery one? Just roll 2d6.
Sure. Remind me what I type in the chat to roll. Is it just /roll?
/roll, yeah. 2d6.
/R.
Or if you want, you can do a fortune roll off your sheet if you have that open. There's a fortune roll button under all the actions.
I got it.
All right, so we take the lowest, so that's a 4.
Okay.
And they are tier 4. So that is going to be 8 scope and 8 stack payout. Cool. How about Kitty's score? The Turf claim to roll 2d6. 3. So that is a nice, reasonably sized one. So that's a 5 stack payout. Sometimes with claims, as GM, I might reduce the payout just because you're also getting the claim, which is kind of part of the reward. But in this case, I think because we're not playing for long, it's just more fun to keep it full, and then that's a nice juicy score. So I'm just going to leave that at 5 stacks and 5 scope. So that's pretty good payout because you get the claim and you get 5 stacks on top, and it's only a 5 scope, so it shouldn't be as difficult as the other ones. And then finally, Hollis. Do you want to roll this?
Right.
Oh, good one. So even with 0 dice, that's a 5.
Yeah.
So that is going to be another 8. Yep. Cool. Yeah. So those are the opportunities. And so the next step is just to pick one, basically. Second thing I think we should do, just again to kind of show off the mechanic and see how it works, is when you have cohorts, you can bring them with you and they can help out and show up on demand, but they can also do Band of Blade style. They can do a secondary score. So they can tackle one of these scores off screen and you roll for them after the fact, and they can actually finish the score for you and you get that benefit. The higher the scope is, if it goes badly, they take harm equal to half the scope. So if you send them on a really tough mission, it could go badly, but some of these are quite low scopes. So
I think them doing the claim one would be great.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I think narratively having them do the one for the burn cords kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that too.
That's true, because they did we've already sort of set them to reduce heat with the specific idea of, oh, this will be the way that we cause distractions, the false flag. Yeah. So you said it's half of the scope is how much harm they take. So level 4 harm is death.
Yeah. So one of them would die if it goes badly.
Yeah.
It's reasonably high scope. Whereas the turf one, they would just get knocked about, but they'll be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mechanically the safer one is the turf one. So, but
hey, let's swing through the fences. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we only have one more session, so
yeah.
See what happens.
If we lose somebody, that's
It's dramatic.
We'll hold them in our heart.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Also, I feel like they definitely could take turf by way of muscle.
That's it. Yeah.
For sure. But I feel like the way we claim turf, we might not want to use muscle. We might not want to physically force people out of their spaces. We might want to.
I think it'd be more a consort sort of situation.
Exactly.
That's right.
And
Whereas
so
messing with blue coats feels like
that's what blue coats and muscle is perfect. We definitely want
Mhm.
them to blow shit up and to fuck with the blue coats and to, do
Mhm.
all sorts of that sort of stuff. So it's also a better approach. Yeah.
awesome. Well, I mean, sort of elephant in the room. Do you just want to do the obvious thing for the primary school, which is the
Yeah.
mainstream stuff?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's
we
the
got
most
we got
dramatic.
the
We
suit,
gotta.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. And so these don't necessarily go away just because you don't take them. So we can, you can just. So if we were to play another round of this, I'd probably just keep the unseen one on the board. I think that's still in play. So you could take that next time potentially.
Mhm.
And obviously we're taking holuses and crosses. But Mo, if you next time wanted to swap that up with a different one, you could, or you could just keep it round and then you don't have to think of one next time. Those are all options. But we've got the score. I think just one last thing I'd like to do again. Usually I wouldn't do this so early in a campaign, but again, since we're only playing this once, I think we should do a couple of called shots, which are like additional objectives that kind of make the score a bit harder, but they increase the payout. So the payout on this one is currently 8 stacks.
Yeah.
The called shots. I mean, obviously, you don't exactly know what the objective here is. I mean, that's probably a good question. Are you trying to like sabotage the launch? I know it's a sabotage operation.
Yeah. I think we're trying to
Yeah.
sabotage the launch. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, with the intent of like getting the test pilots free, but I think that the way we're going to keep the test pilots free is by making sure there's no launch at all.
Yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
great. Let's make a note of that. And you getting paid. I mean, we sort of talked about the palace. Do you think this is the palace as a client?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they sort of
Yeah, they
intimated.
said that they would pay for
More info.
more info, more technology. So I think stealing anything, stealing
Yeah.
any tech that we can find would be a bonus.
Yeah. Although I think Scorpion Syndicate has also indicated that they would pay for tech we stole. So we can also, that may be a decision of who we want to give it to, because
Steal
pilots
two
will pay
things.
us just to get intel. They want, if we get the test pilots, like that's enough for them. Yeah. But we can figure that out down the road.
Awesome. Okay.
More between the two of them.
Yeah.
I got 3 called shots you can consider. One is, I'll put these in the Roll20 chat, but the first one is don't kill anyone for +2 stacks. So the way this works is if you accept that criteria and you do it, you get +2 stacks to the payout. If you end up killing someone, you lose 2 stacks instead, so it becomes a penalty. So it's kind of a gamble, risk, reward. Unlike the heat thing, this isn't anyone dying regardless of whether it was your fault. This is only if you specifically kill someone. Interpreted broadly, if you blow the place up, then I think that counts. You know. But if Bane shows up and shoots someone, I don't think you would get. That's not your fault,
Right.
or whatever, you know. So that's option 1. Option 2 is plant a listening device while you're there for the palace. They'll pay you an extra stack for that.
That's
that'll
good.
That'll be in a specific location, but if you take that one, you get a bit more detail about that. And finally, free a specific resonance entity, which is basically like a ghost or a horror or a demon or something like that, which has been held in the Ministry of Discovery launch facility. If you free that entity, that's +2 stacks. So you can take one of these, you can take all of them. They all make your job a little bit more difficult, but they increase the payout. Is there any that you're sort of drawn to? Or?
Hollis says flat out, I'm not agreeing not to kill those bastards.
All right. That sounds good to me.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm going in there bloodthirsty, but if someone's got to die.
I think dropping off a listening device can't be that hard.
I'll do that.
We could do that for sure.
Yeah, I don't mess with
freeing
a resonance entity.
I don't. I'm not fine with that. I don't want to be near those. I don't want to touch those things. No, thank you. I'm good. Let's play that device.
All right, nice. Okay, you're going to plant the device for the palace. That will increase the power by 1 stack. Yeah, and next time we can get to it. Yeah, next time if you want to do, I mean, is this your preferred what's it called? Your preferred operation type against? Well, it's against not against one of your targets.
Not against.
Yeah, okay.
The military isn't one of our enemies.
So you don't get any bonuses. If you do next time want to do a little bit of gather info before we kick into it, that's fine. And obviously you can always do that in flashbacks. But otherwise, yeah, I think we should just end it here and kick into that next time if that sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Should we do XP?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? Who's got their sheet open? Does Kitty have a new name for the crew just before we?
No, I can think of one for next game.
That's homework.
Okay.
Homework tomorrow is.
Oh God!
Let's do Kitty's XP. I got it open.
Oh, I got mine too. Oh yeah. All right, so let's scroll down. I had to change it actually in crew at top of our character sheet to Doc instead of being Daw.
Yeah. I just updated it. Don't worry. Gotcha.
Every time you roll a desperate action, I don't think I rolled a desperate.
No.
This time around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once per session, when you hit a key, mark 1 XP and mark the key.
I feel like you hit all of those. If you want to choose one, that seems most appropriate.
I can only choose one, right?
Yeah, you can choose one.
Just one, yeah.
Maxing it out is good for you.
Yeah, let's just max out flamboyant. We're going there.
Put 1 XP
mark
down.
that and mark an XP.
Oh, okay. I will just do it down here because I'm trying to get my playbook. Advance it. At the end of the session, for each item below, marks 1 XP, or instead, you address the challenge with charm or quick thinking.
Definitely like charm, well, actually both when it came to the ventriloquism.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did that.
Yeah, I think both. Mark 2 XP, and then you don't have a deadlock yet, so that doesn't come in, but you should be able to, I'm sure, get the extra XP next session.
I'm so close.
Yeah, next session, just roll a 0. Take a desperate action, and
that's it.
Let's put myself in a desperate situation.
yeah. Karen, you want to go with Cross?
Sure. So I already marked for my desperate action.
Nice.
I added, so I had started the game, I had only put in 1 key, but I added 2 more as I was kind of getting a feel for the character. So I have sardonic, stubborn, and confident.
Great.
And I'm trying to think about a time where I hit one of those in the game.
I definitely feel like you were confident. I think in your meeting with, who's our palace friend? I don't know why I'm forgetting her name. Eves. I feel like you're meeting with Eves. You sort of exuded confidence, and
also you're very cool-headed and collected whenever you're firing into the elevator. Because you actually count it instead of like firing like randomly or like
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take it.
Fantastic. Yeah. So put 1 XP somewhere for that.
Cool.
And
then see. Mark 1 or 2 if you address a challenge with talking or stubbornness. I don't know.
I think like I think the like sort of dogged search of the Ministry of Discovery, like digging around and finding out where they were. I don't know. I don't know if stubbornness is the same as doggedness, but I feel like you were.
Think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wondering if stubbornness is double dipping a little bit because I have stubborn as a key.
Yeah, that's right.
I think stubbornness here.
How dare you be more of a character? Like,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Maybe a word that's not listed on the on
the keys. Yep. Yeah, but I think you should still mark XP for that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take it. Sweet.
And you don't have a deadlock yet.
I don't have a deadlock.
Gotta get on them deadlocks.
I'm getting there. Oh my god.
No, you cleared all your stress. You're gonna have to start all over again. Okay, I did mark my 0 actions and when I took them, so those are already marked. Once per session, when you hit a key, mark an XP. I went ahead and marked curious at the very beginning of the. I had tired, but I didn't really like that. There was a moment where Kitty made me tired, and I almost added that. I was like, oh god. But but I marked curious because I marked curious because the scene with Bane and wanting to know what they were up to and finding out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put an XP and prowess for that. Did I just challenge with violence or discipline? I think crashing a van by using a parachute as a weapon is violence. I feel like my interaction with Gorgie Khan was like the standoff of discipline of like, I'm holding this thing, I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to give it to you under terms. And I feel like she was staring daggers at me and I was returning them to her. So I feel like
that's great. So 2 XP?
Like I did both.
Yeah, 100%.
And then did you struggle with your deadlock? Oh God, did I? All the times where it was like, Kitty's not your daughter. You don't need to worry about her. And I was like, you're right. I don't. I'm not going to tell Kitty what she should do with her life. I feel like being cold and like not protective of Kitty was very, very hard for.
I also feel like choosing not to take the "thou shalt not kill" objective, like being like, I want the option to kill.
Yes.
I feel like that plays in as well. So I actually feel like 2 XP for that makes sense.
I'll take 2. Cool. All right, and then crew.
Yeah. So a successful assassination, demonstration, sabotage, or battle. I mean, I don't know what that score was, but I don't think it was any of those.
No, I don't think it was either.
But certainly contending with challenges above your current station. I feel like a couple of XP for that.
I feel like 2, because Scorpion, Ministry of Discovery,
Palace. Sort of. You're mixed up in all sorts of stuff that's above your above your station.
Way above our pay grade. Yeah.
Your reputation is?
Our reputation is dishonorable, which I feel like is not that we act with dishonor, but that we are all like kind of disgraceful in some way.
Well, and that we're
like we have bad reputations.
I think and that we're revolutionaries. That we are. I think that My thought on it was that we're seen as dishonorable by legitimate
society.
Yeah, by society.
I feel a little bit like what's his name came around and talked to Kitty and was like, I hear that you're hanging out with these bad people.
Yeah. That's your reputation, right?
Yeah.
Well, and the flip side of that is that the Burn Corps came to us and were like, hey, you want to start some shit? You want to fuck with some blue coats? Because
they know you do. Yeah.
We are dishonorable. Yeah.
Awesome. 1 XP for that.
Nice.
Yeah. That's right.
Nice.
And goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. I mean, I feel like there's heaps of that, right?
I think there was heaps of it. I mean, this is the time when it shines, downtime. I feel like each of us paired off in various ways and sort of showed our inner drives and our nature.
Yeah, totally agree. So 2 for that. So it actually fills your
woohoo.
Yeah.
I love how Cross is like, yeah, I'll take you on like we'll do this thing at this place, but downtime, no Kitty. Like, I had enough here, you take her.
Yeah. Should we take a new special ability?
Yeah, do you want to pick one now? Or?
Yeah, let's look at it.
Looks fun to us.
Because I think there were other ones that we liked the idea of.
I mean, we talked about commitment, which was the other closest one. It's mechanically not super, doesn't like give us a new capability, but it's cool. You've made a solemn. You're all solemn, sworn solemn vows. God, I don't know. In the service of the cause. I feel like we're going up against tier 4, tier 5 crews with sort of not batting an eye, which I mean, a lot of Blades crews do, but I definitely feel like we're very much willing to go put ourselves in a lot of danger to stop these horrible things.
Bouncing off that, would benefactor work if someone sees us doing these things and they wanted to fund that?
Yeah. I wonder who our benefactor would be, though. Like, is it The palace? That's what we're doing this crew for. This score for. It would be weird for the palace to be our benefactor, but actually I think that is some weird CIA shit of like funding
totally.
agitators that they want to do certain things for them. So I could see it, even though they would never admit it publicly. I could see.
Oh no, definitely not. We're paid under the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like sympathizers too. Like we have allies in our neighborhood.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful.
I like that too. I like that because it sort of shows that we are kind of taking care of the people around us. We do care about them, which I feel like is reflected in our actions thus far.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Mo, is that good with you?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
For sure.
Boom.
All right, nice. I like it. Let's go over to the faction sheet and.
Honestly, that was my first thought, and then you were talking, and I was like, "But like that, like kind of leads to a benefactor," and I was like, "Just that's where my brain went to." So,
Cool. So I've marked Night Market citizenry as allies on the faction sheets. You have allies now. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and they sort of count as tier 2. You know, it's not bad. And that was also help with like local trouble and stuff because. You're kind of in with your local community.
Oh, I feel like there's a narrative justification for why Night Market suddenly became allies. One is that we've sort of identified ourselves as like I think that they might have sort of like learned that the problem with the blue coats is caused by us, and like that the citizens sort of know that we're anti-blue coat, even though that's not like our focus, like that there is that we're under investigation. And I also just want to gander that maybe some of those giant stacks of White Lotus that were in that airship, made their way somehow in the air to
Scramble.
Yes, ABAB. Thank you.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, why don't we call it there? Next time we'll do the score. We can do the secondary score after, and we'll even do a little. Someone will go to prison, and we'll do a prison roll and a little time skip.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like fun. Thanks so much, everybody. This was total blast. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us in chat. We'll be back in 8 days for the third and final installment of this. We're currently the Dustfallians against war crimes. We'll find out. Mo hates it. Or Kitty hates it.
I will figure something out.
Yeah,
maybe do real life homework.
Session, I'm sure will be something else. All right. Take care, all. Have a great night.
Cheers.